Hello, and welcome to Big Orbit Games' unboxing of the Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon Megatin. I am Tom, and I will be going through it. These Megatins this year are absolutely excellent. They come with reprints of all of the most wanted meta cards. So we see Shadows, we see Klees, we see Bujin, we see a whole bunch of really good older cards released, and of course some wonderful staples in the promos. So, let's get inside. The nice thing about these tins is that they actually have got, they actually have one of each rarity, in case you didn't get them last year. So you get one rare, one super, one ultra, and one secret per pack, as well as getting some really nice promos as well. So, the promos for this pack are Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, which we get in the Platinum rare. So this is really nice. 2 level 4 monsters, you can attach 2 XYZ materials from this card, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes half its current attack, and if it does, this card gains that lost attack. So, nice powerful attacker there. Really quite simple, but it's really good. This is a new card. You can only get this from the tin. It was in an older set in Japan, and this old entity has store, which is one of the new Lovecraft cards. This has got a really interesting effect. It's a level 4 tuner, and if it is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, equip this card from your graveyard to that monster cannot attack, also, its effects are negated. If this card leaves the field while equipped to an opponent's monster by this effect, take control of it. So this is actually really, really good. Part of the idea is that you use this as a sort of stepping stone synchro monster, and you can lock down your opponent's monsters, and when eventually it stops being equipped, you take control of them. So it's really, really good. Lots of decks are going to want to run this, I think. And really nice artwork as well, with the king in yellow in the front, which is always appreciated. Then we have another highly sought after card in Castel, the Sky Blaster Musketeer. This is one of the strongest rank 4s in the game. It's 2 level 4 monsters. You can detach one XYZ material from this card, then target one face-up monster in the field, change it to face-down defense position. You can detach 2 XYZ materials from this card, then target one other face-up card on the field, shuffle it into the deck. You can only use its effect once per turn. So Castel is really, really strong. Most decks that can run rank 4s run one of these if you can. And now it's really easily available, because you get all 3 of these cards guaranteed in every single Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon tin. So you're always guaranteed to get these 3 great cards, which is absolutely brilliant. So let's move on to the packs. These are all reprints. There's nothing straightforwardly printed here for the first time. So we have Mozart of the Melodious Maestra as our rare. Then, as our secret, we have a wild monster appears, which is, if your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, special summon from your hand one monster with an original level of 10 or lower that cannot be normal summoned or set, ignoring its summoning conditions. It is unaffected by the effects of your cards, except for its own effects and this card's. Also shuffle it into the deck during your opponent's next end phase. For the rest of this turn, you cannot normal summon or set, or special summon monsters, and your opponent takes no damage. So you use this to cheat big monsters onto the field. So it's quite interesting, but there we go. Aha! Our Ultra is Saphira, Queen of Dragons. Quite a popular ritual monster. You can ritual summon it with Hymn of Light, and during the end phase, if it was ritual summoned this turn, or if a light monster was sent from hand or deck to the graveyard this turn while this card was face up on the field, you can activate one of these effects. Draw 2 cards, then discard 1. Discard 1 random card from your opponent's hand, or add 1 light monster from your graveyard to your hand. You can only use one of these effects per turn. So this has seen its home in the Herald of Perfection decks, and it's a really nice anti-meta choice. Then we've got number 39, Utopia Beyond. If it is XYZ summoned, the attack of all monsters your opponent currently controls becomes 0. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card, then target one face-up XYZ monster you control and one Utopia monster in your graveyard, banish the first target, and if you do, special summon the second target, then gain 1,250 life points. So, another Utopia. So you can't really... It doesn't have the rank up effect, but you use it with rank up magic. So, there we go. Then our commons are just Flufflecat, Mimiclay, Level Lifter, Super Heavy Samurai Soul Shield Wall, Strike of the Monarchs, Raid Raptor Readiness, Clipper Launch, Echo Oscillation, and Wall of Disruption, Heliosphere Dragon, and Galaxy Tomahawk, Satella Knight Alpha, and back to Flufflecat. So, nice selection of commons. And in our second pack, we get Shadow Falco as our rare. Really good card for Shadow decks. Ooh, Yazi, Evil of the Yang ZING as our secret. So, it is a worm synchro with the effect that it cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effect. You can only use one of its activated effects once per turn. You can target one Yang ZING monster you control and one card your opponent controls and destroy them. And when this card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon one worm-type monster from your deck in defense position. So, Yang ZING, if you're not familiar with them, love to destroy themselves or be destroyed to get extra effects. And Yazi, Evil of the Yang ZING, is one of their premier synchro monsters. So, really nice reprint. And as if to show you just how loved Yang ZING are, here is Yang ZING Creation. It's a continuous trap card. And once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one Yang ZING monster from your deck. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, except synchro monsters. So this lets you get plus off your Yang ZING dying. They all summon other Yang ZING from the deck upon destruction, and this means that you get 2 instead of just 1. So Yang ZING Creation is really, really strong. And Chaos XYZ Baryon Hope. So 3 or more level 7 monsters make this. You can also XYZ summon it by using one monster you control with number C101 through to number C107 in its name as the XYZ material. XYZ materials attached to that monster also become XYZ materials on this card. This card gains 1000 attack for each XYZ material attached to it. You can target one number monster in your graveyard until your opponent's next main phase. This card's name becomes that monster's and replaces this effect with that monster's original effects. You can only use this effect of Chaos XYZ Baryon Hope once per turn. So this is an anime card. It's actually pretty good. You can use it essentially to toolbox all of your strong Chaos XYZ monsters and essentially use any effects that you like. But you have to set up your deck specifically around using this, and it's probably a little bit too clunky. But ah well. So we go on to our commons. We have Level Lifter, Infernoid Atondel, Cloud Castle, Raid Raptor Rise Falcon, Illusion Balloons, Booge Intervention, Fluffle Leo, Performer Pal Call, Star Knight Capella, Artifact Aegis, and Fluffle Rabbit. Also Shadow Hedgehog. And back to Level Lifter. So, quite a few reprints. Helps with a lot of the reprinted archetypes in this set. There's also Performer Pals and Raid Raptors and basically everything pretty popular. So we have Shadow Beast as our rare. It's a flip effect monster, and you can draw 2 cards and then discard 1. And if it is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can draw 1 card. You can only use one of its effects per turn. So standard Shadow sort of style effects. We have Time-Space Trap Hole, which is a really interesting anti-meta card. When your opponent special summons a monsters from the hand or extra deck, shuffle that monsters into the deck, then you lose 1000 life points for each returned monster. The idea behind this is you use it to disrupt pendulum summons. Pendulum summons summon from the hand or extra deck, and you can just get rid of them. However, equally, this can also be used to get rid of synchro or XYZ monsters. It's basically the premier anti-meta trap hold at the moment. It's really, really good. Life point loss is quite heavy, but it's worth it if it stops your opponent from getting a board position. And shuffling them into the deck is much more disruptive than destroying them. So, very strong card. Nice to have. Here we have Jiauto, Darkness of the ZING. My apologies for my pronunciation. So, this is a worm tuner with the effect that when it is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon one ZING monster from your deck in attack position, except itself. If you control no other monsters, you can send 2 ZING cards from your hand to the graveyard, special summon one ZING with 0 attack and one ZING monster with 0 defense from your deck, but banish them during the end phase. You can only use one Jiauto Darkness of the ZING effect per turn, and only once that turn. So the idea behind this is you can use it to easily set up a synchro with the effects that you want it on. If you're not aware, the standard 4 elements ZING each give your synchro monster immunity to something. It might be trap cards, it might be spell cards, it might be monster effects. And this lets you set up one with the traits that you like. So really, really good card for ZING. Then we have Void Launch. This is the Infernoid trap card. During each of your standby phases, you can send up to 2 Infernoid monsters from your deck to the graveyard. If you control a monster that is not an Infernoid monster, send this card to the graveyard. Infernoids basically revolve around banishing themselves from the graveyard to summon each other. So fueling the graveyard with lots of Infernoids is really helpful. It's the same reason that many Infernoid decks run Needlebug Nest. You can just fill up your graveyard, banish them, and get some easy high-level summons. So Void Launch there for Infernoids, some of which are reprinted in this set. Then we have Cannon the Melodious Diva, Performapal Fire Muffler Lion, Performapal Hip Hippo, Super Heavy Samurai Soul Piercer, Artifact Labrys, Booge Incident, Wonder Balloons, Jin Demolisher of Rituals, which is not banned. The other one is banned. This one can still be used on the ban list. Hippo Carnival, Soul Strike, Punch in the Box, Performapal Revival, and we're back to Cannon. So, that was our set. Please let us know how you did. Everything that you've seen here will be available to purchase on bigorbitcards.co.uk. So, I hope you've enjoyed the video. See you.